Well, even though we realize we have world-class medical care in Omaha, we probably still take it for granted once in a while.
Walter Trout does
Walter
not.
Trout doesn't.
Music has taken him all over the world. He lives in LA, so he could have sought care really anywhere. Why Omaha?
Dr. Marie Trout is Walter's wife and manager, and she's here to share his story. Good to see you again.
Welcome back.
Nice to be back.
When was it that we talked to you? Was it about a year ago?
About a year ago.
Yeah, you came in.
He had his transplant at that point.
Yeah. Would you tell us about his story? Remind us what happened to Walter.
Walter had liver disease, and it was end-stage liver organ failure, so there was really no way for him to survive. And he needed a transplant. However, in Los Angeles, there's such a huge demand for organs. And you could see it in the doctors' faces when they came in. You know, they did not want to make too much of a connection to us because he was not one of those patients that fit the profile that could get a liver in Los Angeles. So I started looking for other places where he might be helped. And a friend of ours, Curtis Salgado, recommended Nebraska medicine. And particularly gave me the phone number of Dr. Schaefer. I called Dr. Schaefer, and his voice gave me just the confidence to take a very, very sick man on a plane.
Some hope. And
come to Nebraska. And we waited for 7 weeks. It was very close to Walter not making it. Very, very close. A few times it was too close for comfort. But the liver did arrive, and Walter made it. And
you were so grateful. And it's not that you said thank you and then you left. Omaha's continued to hold a special place in your heart. The entire team that cared for Walter while he was here. So you're back now, and you've got this message about donation. Not just about music, and we'll get to the concert, but what do you want our viewers to know about the gift Walter received and encourage them to do the same for another family?
It's everything. Well, without this gift of the liver, Walter would not be here today. So for people to be aware of this cause, it affects all of us at some point in our lives. There are so many people that are in need of this kind of help, and we don't talk about it a lot. And one of the most important things we can do is talk about our wishes in case we get to that place in our lives where we won't make it. So our loved ones that are sitting there left behind know what our wishes are. Walter and I had that conversation in advance, and it was a huge relief because there's so much stress, there's so much you're going through emotionally at the time where you have a very ill husband. He was in a coma for a while. But I knew he wished that his organs and tissues were to be donated. That provided me a huge degree of comfort, knowing what to do if he passed. So both on that side and on the receiving end, it's everything. It is such an important thing.
Before we get to the concert and talk a little bit more about Walter, how can people get registered to be an organ donor?
Well, a good thing to do here in Nebraska is go to DonateLifeNebraska.com, and you can sign up right there online, and it is, or DonateLifeNebraska.org.
I think either one works. I went yesterday to double check because I had the same question.
Okay.
Both of them work. Point is, say yes. Or when you go to the DMV, you know, Mike and I are both, I think we both did it there on our license. And you just check yes. Because for me, Marie, I want that to be part of my legacy.
Right.
And that's how I see it. I think it's beautiful that a program like this exists where we can make a difference, human to human.
It's sacred. It's a sacred gift. And I've heard from families whose loved ones have passed on and where they donated the organs. It provided them comfort to know that their loved one, parts of that person lives on in somebody else, and saved many, many people's lives.
Yeah, I'm a musician. I've followed Walter a little bit. I love the blues, and I'm curious as to what he was thinking that first time he got back on stage after all these treatments.
Oof. Well, that was at Royal Albert Hall in London. And standing on stage and feeling the love of people, which we felt throughout the whole process. It was amazing how we felt the love and support from fans and friends. But standing on that stage, what was going through his head, I know, was, can I still do this? Will the stress of being up here, and will I make it, will my fingers work? Because
Yeah.
he had severe hand cramps due to the liver disease before.
Musically, can he still perform?
Can I do this? And as he took that stage, I could see him it just clicked in. And there it was. He was back.
That's awesome.
And he really is back.
I was showing you there for a second. This was in the Omaha World Herald yesterday. You might have seen the living section. There he is, Walter Trout, back in Omaha performing live. We have a thriving blues community here, so I know a lot of fans are going to look forward to playing with fire. When will he take the stage here?
Well, we are having this concert to promote organ donation, and Donate Live Nebraska will be there. You can sign up right there as a donor. Walter will be there with his band. The bands, there will be other bands on the stage. There will be Tommy Castro and the Painkillers with amazing guests. There will be Lauren Anderson, and really, the theme throughout the day will be the joy that can come from music, giving that to other people. And all the musicians that are taking the stage, Terry Quiet is going to be there as well, have that, that mantra. This is about joy. And the music starts at 2, gates at 1.
Get your tickets online. If you buy them in advance of Sunday, you'll be able to save $5 on Eventbrite.com.
I can only imagine it's going to be a very special show for Walter as he gets on stage.
And a lot of
in
those
Omaha.
doctors and nurses coming to say hi.
Oh my goodness.
It's so
I mean,
cool.
he is so excited about it. And just to be, last time he was here, he couldn't press a finger or the strings to the fret. He just couldn't, he didn't have the strength. And then to now be able to perform for these people that cared for him. That's the thing we found here in Nebraska. There was such a care, such a human element. And so then to give back, to play, and to help promote organ donation.
It warms the heart to hear you say that.
Perfect.
It'll be a
Thank
special
you,
show.
Marie. And please
Great
give
to
our
see you
best to
again.
Walter.
Will do.
Thank you.